Hi guys, welcome to the 5th episode of Kitchen Survival, and this episode is brought to you by steak. Okay, so in this episode I'm actually going to cook this New York steak that has obviously been sitting on my counter for a whole week. Now I think the best steak is cooked with a little butter, a little garlic, some herbs, and my friend, this pan. So last week, I'm going to put the link to the episode right about here. I talked about how to choose your steak. This week, I'm going to talk to you about how to cook your steak. I think the first step in cooking your steak is getting the butter ready. I'm actually going to make clarified butter, and that is where butter is heated, the milk solids taken off, and then it's going to be cooled again. There are a couple of benefits to this. Clarified butter looks a little bit nicer, it has a lot more of a glassy appearance. It also doesn't burn like traditional butter does. Butter does best at low degrees. Maybe 200 degrees is the highest that it can go. Clarifying butter takes out all of the extra milk solids and takes out any possibility that it's going to burn, which is why I really think it's great for a chef who's just getting their start, and I think it's great for cooking on steak. Usually how I like to cook a steak is first I'm going to brown it on all the sides. Then I'm going to drain out any of the extra fat that I might find. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons of butter in there with fresh herbs, and it's going to infuse with the steak, and it's going to taste so delicious and so beautiful. My preferred steak is medium rare, and because the cut of steak I'm using is rather thin, I'm going to go ahead and cook it for a little bit less than you would typically see someone cook it for. Maybe a minute each side, maybe if that. I want to get it to be about 150 degrees inside of the steak, and that's going to be the perfect temperature for me. We're going to get started on the clarified butter, and I'll see you in the survival cam. So right here I have the basics for today's recipe. I have our delicious looking New York strip steaks. I have the clarified butter. This is still hot, that's why it's liquid. And I have some rosemary and some garlic, which is not super fresh, but that's okay. Now I'm going to take a large skillet, put it on about medium, and I'm going to let it get hot. As far as hardware goes, all you need is a nice hot pan, stovetop, one of these bad boys. So I'm going to take my steak, I'm going to put it on the fat side top. If you don't have a fat side on your steak, that's okay. You can avoid this step. And I want the fat to reduce down a little bit. Just going to kind of gently lean it up there as I get its friend to accompany it. Alright, let's check it out. Yes. Oh my god. I'm going to go ahead and put these steaks to the side really quick. All I'm going to do is take some of the fat out. I'm going to take this clarified butter, which we just made, and I'm going to add it to the pan. I'm also going to put in the fresh herbs and the garlic. I think that it would just be a shame to let this garlic and rosemary go to waste. I'm going to go ahead and throw some vegetables in there.
out yourself. I hope this encourages you to try and eat as much steak as possible, except if it affects your diet. I'll totally go and do a vegetarian episode soon, I absolutely promise. Feel free to leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought of my recipe, how I could improve it, and, you know, how beautiful this cat is, who keeps wanting my steak. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.